Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? I'm hoping very well. As always, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Um, yeah, so, as you might have known, not very long ago, I was on the Just Joe football show doing a little bit of a post-match. And since then, there has been a big old release of bits and bobs of news, primarily around what Danny has mentioned here. Manor Solomon looks like he is coming in on loan. So, you guys know that I quite like to do a little bit of a video recording when I'm on stream sometimes. And it looks like that's going to be the feeling today because I want to have a little bit of a chat about the Manor Solomon thing. So I'm gonna. But I'm going to do a big ol' segment in a couple of minutes that will be specifically Manor Solomon focused. And that will be clipped out and I'll put it out on the YouTube tomorrow morning, which should be pretty good. Should be a good time, and hopefully everyone enjoys that. It will be one of those where you guys get your say as well. With a big ol' what do you think? Except I'm going to rephrase that and I'm going to call it Questions Corner. Which I'm going to boost up a little bit. And I've also got a little bit of a banner that I'm going to play at the bottom, which I'm going to edit that and make it scroll. Recorded as part of Late Night Leeds. It's a fun stream. You should say hi. That's the general gist. So I hope you guys are feeling it. If not, that's fine. Who is it? Don't do spoilers, guys. God. I'm trying to do it for the video thing for tomorrow. Can't believe it. But yeah, it is Manor Solomon. It looks like it'll be a loan. I've not seen anything specific about being a loan to buy or anything weird like that. I think it is a very, very good choice for us because he's a very decent player. Like at Premier League level, he's a decent player. So like above that, even better. Wonderful. Yeah, it's fine, random stuff. Genuinely not actually a problem. It's all good. Can he as a 10? Not really. He tends to play out on the left. But then again, we've just discovered that Nonto can play as a 10. So, KG blocked me for mentioning Bamford. What did you do? What? Just mentioning him? Hopefully this isn't a Nonto replacement. I've not seen anything about it being a Nonto replacement, but we'll find out. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to dive into doing this quick video recordy bit, and then we'll have an afterwards bit of a natter, which would be quite good. What are your attack please, since we're getting some good, decent players in? I really liked the attack today. I'd maybe... That's the thing. We can sort of pick and choose depending on what we actually need. There's a point with this one as Salai, and this is a replacement for George. He's underwhelming and his injury record is awful. I mean, he's not really disappointing, is he? Like, he's still a good quality player. I don't have any problems with this, to be honest with you. Nonto was playing everywhere tonight. Yeah, like, in terms of number 10, we got one. His name's Willie. I mean, he's not really number 10, but he can play absolutely anywhere across that front line, and that is really good. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until fucking hell, of course. Give me a moment. Guess whose camera ran out of battery? Haha. Guess whose battery's going on charge? But guess what I did? Right. This is going to be a clever thing that you guys won't expect me to have done. Because it's clever. Because it's smart. Because it's something that someone that thinks about things would have done. I got a spare battery! I know! Why haven't I thought of this before? Oh. I know, it's genius. Why didn't I just think have 2 batteries before? The best bit is, right, you're gonna love this. It's not just 2 batteries, it's 3 batteries. I've got the one that's plugged in and these 2. These 2 are definitely official products from the manufacturer. Yes. Significantly official. Shh, don't tell Canon. Where did you get Elland Road canvas painting from behind you? It is a display. So I will find that for you, and then we'll get into the Manor Solomon bit. Can't believe you've distracted me. Elland Road. It is this one. I always find displays a little bit on the expensive side, but I literally just got it to be the background of YouTube videos, so it's a reasonable enough investment, I thought, that I'm going to stick with. So, going to hop into it now. I'll start it on 6 minutes into the stream, which is about 23 seconds from now. So, I'm just going to have a nice little chat, and then we'll find out. 3-hole battery as well. I know, it's great. It's just in case I do like a long shooting day of something, it's just easier to swap them out that way. Right, into it now. We are moving quickly to secure major signings at this point, and after we just effectively played Sheffield Wednesday off the park, sorry Sheffield Wednesday fans, but you did not look very good yesterday. Adding more talent to this team feels like it's something that should be an impossibility, but we're doing it. And this time it does not look like a permanent deal. It's looking a little bit more like a loan, but I think that could be absolutely huge because it could be a big, big difference maker, with the Whites set to move to secure Manor Solomon on loan from Tottenham Hotspur. So, in this video, I'm going to run through who Manor Solomon is, what exactly the deal's going to look like, the sort of schedule in which we can expect to have signed him, some of his history with Leeds United and specifically against Leeds United, how exactly he adds to the Leeds squad, and then as I'm doing this as a recording on a live stream, specifically as part of my Late Night Leeds series. It's a fun stream. Pop in, say hello. It's really nice. We are going to be having a little edition of Questions Corner where I'm going to answer some of your guys' questions, which is always a fun time. And I might not always know the answer, and some of the questions are daft, but that's half the fun of it. Anyway, diving into it. So, first up, the obvious starting question is going to be, who exactly is Manor Solomon? Manor Solomon is a winger who is currently at Tottenham Hotspur. When we became familiar with him, specifically played against him, he was at Fulham and we played against him in the FA Cup, for example, and he knocked us out of it, which was really, really kind of him, little prick. But he's a very, very talented wing sort of player. From Israel, so I can see that causing a little bit of controversy amongst some folks, but I don't know his opinions on things like that. I'm not going to dive into that. This isn't what this video is for. We're just discussing the signing itself, so I'm not going to be sort of countenancing comments like that in the chat, just because it's not really worth diving into. What is worth diving into is what exactly the deal is going to look like. So, as far as I'm aware, he is going to be signed on loan, and I've not seen anything about a permanent deal yet. Very specifically saying the word yet there. Purely because he only has a contract at Spurs until 2026. We're currently 2024. He joins us on loan. He'll be here until 2025, and that gives him 1 more year, at which point Spurs are likely going to be looking to sell. So I can feasibly see it being loan with an option to buy permanently. I can see it being loan with maybe a permanent buy clause in the event that we do get promoted. Something like that I can see as being very, very feasible. Now, interestingly, at least in my opinion, is what exactly the schedule is going to be on this. So, just going to very quickly check who exactly tweeted this out, because I want to make sure I'm getting all of the sources and everything correct. But it was tweeted out by a journalist that is quite close to Tottenham Hotspur, specifically Paul O'Keefe, said that Manor Solomon is on the verge of joining Leeds on loan. If things go to plan, he could have a medical tomorrow. This explains a lot of Daniel Farke's post-match comments, in my opinion. The ones in which he effectively said, yeah, I can guarantee that we're going to be signing other people in this window, because effectively Manor Solomon is already through the door. Does his medical tomorrow. That feels like it'll be an announcement tomorrow evening. That means he'll definitely be registered in time for the match against Hull City. Maybe there's a potential argument that we don't announce him tomorrow. We wait a couple of days and do it on Monday, just because 3 o'clock kickoff stealing our thunder would be a bit of a pain in the arse. But basically, yeah, medical tomorrow. At some point after that, it's looking like it would be a sort of announcement of the deal, which is pretty fun. Now, does have a bit of a history with Leeds, but it's a history that shows that he is a very, very good footballer. Specifically, scored against us in the cup, knocked us out. It was that time that João Palhinha scored an absolute screamer, and then Manor Solomon later in that match scored one of those Somerville-esque goals where he cuts inside, curls it into the top corner. And then the match after that, he did the exact same thing. And that just sort of shows that if he is a left winger and he can do that, then he's someone that could very feasibly take that Somerville-esque spot, which I don't mind at all, to be honest. So in terms of how he adds to the squad, that was going to be my next thing, actually. I think he adds to the squad by being a little bit more quality, a little bit more depth. The fact of the matter is, at the moment, if we get an injury to one of our wingers and Aronson is playing in the 10, we don't have any replacements. There were points throughout that match where I was like, right, so we got Nonto who's booked, we got James who's booked, Nonto who is riled up and riling other people up. Is it really okay to have him on the pitch? But we didn't have any options. We couldn't replace him. By adding both Ramazani and Solomon to the squad, that's a hell of a lot of quality. That's a hell of a lot of ability that we're able to put out onto the pitch as depth options. And that's forgetting the fact that Aronson can also play out wide. Basically, we complete this and we have 4 wing options, every single one of which I think finds their way into every other team in the Championship, which is a really good position to be in. If we can get this signing done, which it feels like we basically have done, very happy with it. And honestly, I think a lot of fans will be too. But this is where I'm going to find out what you guys think. Remember that this is recorded as a part of Late Night Leeds. It's a funnish stream. Hop along. It's always a good time. For people in the stream, you're probably going to shout the word pigeons or something. You're weird like that. But pop a like on it. It'd be massively appreciated. But we're going to dive into Questions Corner. Questions that have been brought in from the chat. So I'm just going to let those populate for a minute or so. And we'll find out what you guys want to ask. And we'll have a little bit more of a discussion about Manor Solomon, a little bit of a talk about what's going on with all this, and it'd be very, 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 very good if we can get this signing effectively done. I told you that they would be saying pigeon, and there we go. Is the game against Hull midweek? It is not. The game against Hull is next Saturday. It is on the day after the transfer deadline, which is not a bad time to have a match. Admittedly, if you're signing players on the transfer deadline, you can't really have them registered or settled in time for that. But it's a sort of good show of where is your squad immediately after the window. So I really like that being a match day. I think that if we do complete the signing this weekend, very feasible to see him on the bench, which would be really, really nice to do. Because I saw our bench tonight and I was like, oh, that doesn't feel fantastic, does it? Crew, fine enough. DeBio, okay, but beyond that, you're starting to take risks, which is not the sort of territory that we want to be in at the moment. But hopping into the questions corner, Joe, who's your player of the match? Mine was Gruev. I'm going to go with Brendan Aronson. Put himself did a lot of pressuring and stuff, and that's sort of what I want to see from our number 10 a lot of the time, which is really, really nice. And I'm just happy with this sort of, what's the word I was looking for? Redemption arc that we're seeing from Aronson. That's really, really good to see. Do you think Largy will come in as a straight starter, or do you think he'll have to earn his place? I think absolutely everyone has to earn their place. After a match like we just had against Sheffield Wednesday, I don't think anyone is guaranteed to come in and start. That is not going to happen. It's going to be a case of you're going to have to fight for your spot here. And that's how we want it, because we've got a lot of talented players. Do you assume 2 more midfielder and defender, assuming no one else goes? I'd like 3. I'd like a number 10, I'd like a number 8, and I'd like a left back. I think we need a left back, and I think we need a number 8. But 2 would be okay as well, central midfielder and a left back. But it should be okay, I guess. Who will we bring in as a 9? We don't need one. I also don't think we need a 9, to be completely honest with you, because looking at our depth, we are basically okay. And yeah, basically, I'm going to wrap up that video now-ish because I want to sort of like keep it in a neat, tight package so everyone is understanding of all the news and stuff. But basically, Leeds United signing Manor Solomon on loan, probably to be announced in the next couple of days. And yeah, for the people watching on the video, hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, you could become a channel member. It's 99p for a month. And this video, for example, you would get a whole 8 hours, I think, ahead of everyone else because of the way that I schedule the videos that I record at night, which should be quite nice. And yeah, hope you enjoy. So like, subscribe, become a member. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will see you later. Someone remember on the stream that is 15 minutes 26. But also, yes, people in stream type pigeon in the comments of the video. I'm not finished. I'm not done with the video. Well, I'm not done with the stream. I'm done with the video. The stream is fine. Stream's okay. Thank you very much, Marcus. So video starts at 6 minutes, ends at 15:26. Have I got a pen? I've always got a pen. You're damn right, I've got a pen. Oh, thank you very much, Niall. I appreciate that. Cheers. Have I got a piece of paper? Is the next question. I do. So it was 6 minutes to 15:26. Bosh. And you guys are just screaming the word pigeon at me now because you've all gone insane. And I kind of respect it. Holy, thank you very much, Dan Rill. What's going on? Why? Cheers, guys. Really appreciate that. I want to hear your best pigeon impression. Oh Christ! I mean, Dr. Cox is doing it now, so it's like a guttural, but it's got more of like a. It's like a. I guess. But why am I doing pigeon impressions? I don't want to be doing pigeon impressions. And I appreciate you helping out. Thank you very much, Dan. And this was a very, very weird thing for me to be able to do, and I'm guessing it's just because transfer market stuff. But basically, this was the first month that I was able to look at the amount that I earned from YouTube because the payment came in like 2 days ago. And I was able to look at my mortgage, and I was able to effectively cover a hefty chunk of the mortgage with YouTube stuff. It was like, oh, okay. So that's why I'm really, really like happy that you guys are supporting the channel, because it's very like, I don't know. I think I've still got like the imposter syndrome with it, where it's like, I'm just a dude sitting in front of a camera with a microphone, saying opinions that are probably not very clever. So, yeah. I don't know how this happened, but I'm really appreciative of you guys. Thank you. Joe, imagine we go all season without losing. You have a long season doing these streams. I don't think I'd complain. I don't think there's a way that we can go all season without losing and not get promoted. That'd be wild. That was a fun hiccup / burp. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. In that case, would I be allowed to not do Christmas Day / my wife's birthday / anniversary / my own birthday? Or is it just a doing every single day thing? Who we signed then? Boys. Brilliant. No, it looks like coming in tomorrow will be Manor Solomon on loan from Tottenham Hotspur, which I think is a very, very, very good move. He's a very good player. He's proven that against Leeds in the past, and I think it'd be great. Yeah. Solomon's not played for my club in the last 10 months, but honestly, at Championship level, I think he'll be good for you. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will look at the Premier League, will look at the Championship, and will go, "Oh, I guess he's not all that then." But yeah, it's okay, isn't it? It's all good. There's not a problem. Just chill. You should just sell out and take every sponsorship you get offered. A guy who I used to speak to as a train spot, he once got a £2,500 sponsor for a video he paid off his mortgage using YouTube. That's the thing, right? So, something I've noticed when I've looked across all sorts of YouTubers, specifically in the Leeds United area, is you look at Joe, who is on like 50,000 subscribers, minimal sponsorship. You look at Mr. Wayneman, Joe, has the Football Prizes sponsorship, had a brief Manscaped one. But you got to remember, I am 10 times smaller than those channels, which makes it tough. But yeah, it'd be nice if that's doable. But sponsorship stuff, not hugely. Especially not when like I'm not at 5k even at the moment. It's very hard to try and sell to people. You don't want Lubicic for Islamophobia, but you're excited about Manor Solomon. There's a sort of fundamental difference in that, for example, people that currently live in Russia right now aren't all war criminals, is one way that I'll put that. People that live in Israel right now don't all support what's going on in Israel at the moment, / what's going on in Gaza at the moment. I know this because a lot of them are my co-workers, because the head office for the bit of company that I work for is in Tel Aviv. I know a fair whack about this conflict, and I also know that people that are just sort of present don't necessarily support this stuff. And as far as I know, because I've not had a chance to look into stuff, I don't like know what he's posted and stuff like that. It's very yeah. I did say I was going to keep all that out of this shebang, but as a rule of thumb, being opposed to schools being bombed is probably a benefit, but it's fine. Yeah, that'd be nice if we could just all like, considering he isn't like personally doing anything. It's yeah. It'd be like saying to someone because they're from the UK, "Oh, you did a race riot the other week." Didn't really though. It's not quite how it works. He's not coming here anyway. He probably bottled it. What? Where have you gotten that from? Is that just, have you just sort of improved that? I don't. Yeah, I think in terms of what he said, I will look that stuff up off stream, so I've got time to actually read through absolutely all of it, rather than sort of skimming sort of stuff. How many more are we expecting to sign before next Friday? I think so. We've got Ramazani in. If we're including Solomon, basically Solomon plus 3 is the gist that I was hoping for. But if all these new players come, what happens to the ones we have? For example, James and Aronson. Then they've got to fight for the place in the team. Everyone does. Like Solomon will have to fight for his place in the team. But if in his appearances off the bench or whatever he proves himself to be very, very good, then congrats. You can start a bit more. Like it's not a question of you can only have one left winger of starting quality. It's a question of I got a bruise. I don't know. It's a question of like having a deep squad because you look at our bench from today. I'm going to do that actually. Monday versus Leeds. So our bench tonight included Rothwell, Peru, Byram, Gelhart, Cairns, Darlow, DeBio, Chambers, and Crew. It's not great. I'll be completely honest with you. It's not great in the slightest. So having that depth is, I think, going to be very, very important to us. Who'll be the one player you pick above all the others in the available transfer market? Right. I have for quite a while said that we need to start a transfer rumour that Leeds are about to sign Dennis Mann. Because I love Dennis Mann. He makes me so genuinely joyful. Like the fact that a guy that like I just sort of picked up on Football Manager at one point turns out is actually pretty good for Romania. Made me real happy, and plays for Parma, is within our price range, and I've been saying for a while we need to like up that as much as we can and sort of like trick a media organization into making that link. No one else has gotten on my side on this one. But I want to see if I can put that about. That'd be fantastic. Like we've got a week left, but annoyingly, if we do sign Solomon, we're not going to be signing another winger, so it'll be impossible to get that sort of rumor going. I did think he wouldn't leave Parma, but yeah. Just came who is it? It is Manor Solomon from Tottenham Hotspur. On loan, believed to be till the end of the season, with a little bit of potential for a option or required to buy clause, I think. Joe hashtag X might get it going around. I want to give it a go, but we'll find out, I think. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reopen our favourite place in the world. I'm going to pop open OK Bye. You see, this is why people sometimes do like clickbaity things and leave information until a little bit later in a stream or video. Because, like, at what point does... Like, I try and avoid being a bit clickbaity, and I try and avoid, like, being sort of taking ages to get to the main bit of news and focusing the majority of the video on analysis instead, because I know that a lot of people are interested in that sort of stuff. But when you occasionally get a comment that is like, who are we signing? And then I answer the question, they're like, okay, bye. Why would I answer the question for you then? Why? So what? I don't know. It's infuriating. Like keeper that can catch the ball. He did catch the ball a couple times. I specifically watched for that because there was that one in the first half that he punched, and I was in Discord watching it with a couple of people, and they were like, maybe should have caught that. Or there was saying something along the lines of, I guess he can't catch then. And then I'd specifically kept an eye on, okay, let's see him do a little bit of catching. And he did for the rest of the match, which, I mean, fair enough to him. Because he can, because he's a goalkeeper. Sell for 4 signings, but would love 5. Are you on about from this point? Because that would be like a total of 6. Unless, I don't know. Questions Corner, will we have a score from one? Eventually, I think. Like, Stroke's in the right direction right now. And having him in the box is definitely helpful for us. Because he's a very, very good aerial presence. I've gone with Brendan. Because I liked his energy. I liked his effort. It's very, very good to see. Could you tell what type of pie it was? I couldn't. Although being at football, I'm going to guess probably a steak pie that was hilariously dry. Pigeon? Counterpoint? Seagull? Surely cover at left back is a priority. I think I agree. Yeah. I would very much like a left back. I'd very much like the like of Luca Nets, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be happening. Meat and tatty pie. See? I thought that. But what I'm going to do is I don't like seagulls. I don't like seagulls because I live in Blackpool. We are not the same. With Questions Corner, I will take, I'll say 2 more, and then I'll call the stream there because I have been switched on and streaming for far too long. Here's the player just got in. Manor Solomon on loan from Tottenham Hotspur. Although I was very tempted to not tell you because of someone that came in, asked who we're getting, and then left. Which was devastating, I'll be completely honest with you. I felt used. Sheffield Wednesday be an owl, surely. Yeah, but they're not really worthy of it. What's the saddest version of an owl? JB, it still says "ah" behind you. I know. I keep forgetting to update it. I wouldn't call him a wonder kid. He's like 25, 26. Would you? This is the sort of question, right? Okay, on this one, Leicester at home last season was fantastic. It was the best 15 minutes of football I've ever been at. But I also was at Norwich, and that was just fantastic. So it'll be one of those two. Would you fight a Furpo-sized duck or a duck-sized Furpo? Or 10 duck-sized Furpos? What I'm going to do, and I'm going to run this as a poll. And I'll take a minute to discuss my reasoning. And then we'll have a look at what the poll says afterwards. But the way that I'm going to go with it is we're taking Junior Firpo as, I'm going to widen that a bit, as Junior Firpo, right? As the person that he is. This poll is what I'm looking at, right? Because even a normal sized Junior Firpo, if you kick him a bit hard, it just breaks. Imagine Junior Firpo's legs, but they're literally as thick as this. I don't think 10 duck-sized Junior Firpos are going to cause you any problems. I think you just got to kick them quite hard, and you win. You shouldn't hurt animals. There's this as well, yeah. So 10 duck-sized Junior Firpos, that's just hurting people. Very, very, very small people. They're all about a foot tall. But, there's no animal cruelty there. You just sort of kicking the life out of tiny Junior Firpo. Which is what you need sometimes. Please don't look at my owl jokes. Humorless male owls also often fail at mating because they haven't got the wit to woo. Fair enough, I'll give you that. What weapons do you carry? I don't think you need weapons. I think you can drop Tiny Furpo with a really hard kick. Because think about it, if you're looking at someone that's 5-6 times taller than you, and they kick you really hard in the face, problems. Yeah, I like Furpo. I just think that it's easier to win a fight against 10 tiny Furpos than one massive, massive duck. Because duckbills, they're dangerous. That winter night was crucial. Any potential signings that might have thought twice if we'd lost with another rubbish performance. I think we're on our way now. Yeah, we're in the right direction. But with all that, I am going to head off. I'm going to get that video edited for the morning. And yeah, I'm going to hope that Manor Solomon comes in, and I'm going to work out what the hell I'm going to stream tomorrow. Because, as always, I got to do a quick streamy. So, at the end of the day, hope you enjoyed. If you did, pop a like on the stream. Subscribe, that's always massively appreciated. I'm pushing in the direction of 5,000 now, and I'm going to be a little bit careful about it, but we're heading the right way. So if everyone that watched my bits and bobs subscribe, we get there in no time. So that'd be appreciated. Like if you haven't yet, that's always absolutely fantastic of you. You can even be a channel member. It's 99p for a month, which is massively appreciated. And you get videos early and stuff like that. And don't ask QT Link. Just don't. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you later. What a stupid football club. What a stupid club. See you later.